Hey, tonight on Taskforce Geek, but besides all the technical difficulties, we're going to be talking about all the cool stuff that's happening in The Mandalorian halfway through season 2, plus the rumors about the Boba Fett miniseries. We discuss whether we need a new Predator movie because it looks like that's what we're getting. And near Thanksgiving, we break down what we're thankful for. We'll be welcoming our guest, Brenden Smith from Ye Old Lasersmith, and that's all coming up now. Hey, welcome to Taskforce Geek. Tonight I am joined, as usual, by Sean.
Yo.
And Scott.
Howdy!
And here's our guest, Brenden Smith
How
from
you
Ye Old
doing?
Lasersmith. There's all the goodness right there. How's everyone doing?
I'm frustrated,
Great, man.
but beyond that,
Are you feeling thankful?
I'm feeling great because Sean's frustrated.
Well,
you
we're
are
all
a sick and twisted young man.
Holy cats. Wait a minute. Here comes Ronnie right here. Brenden, you had a question for Sean. Let's just do it right. Let's get it right out again.
Yeah, I was remarking on your backlight there. I didn't know exactly how it was made or what that was, but it was of the Alien franchise. I was kind of curious about it. Can you grab that, get a little closer, tell me a little about it?
My friend, Ronnie, made this for me for birthday, Christmas, something or other. I'm trying not to reflect everything.
Christmas birthday?
Oh, very cool.
It's got a color light in the back that he put the whole box together. He got this handy dandy little remote with the various colors that I can pick and choose.
Happy Thanksgiving, Michelle.
He I believe used a Dremel to cut out of balsa wood, I believe it is, the shape off of a stencil that he pulled from the interwebs. Made it black. Did a nice little plexi behind that.
Pretty
and
cool.
Of course, glass on the front there. And,
that's Ronnie who just chimed in. He was our first person to chime in there. Maybe he's got something else to say.
He's a handicrafty kind of guy.
Michelle's noticed that you're wearing red again.
Red,
which was the suggestion last week.
Wow, he's listening.
How about that?
I always listen. I don't always act, but I always listen.
All right. We are broadcasting live from my Facebook account, which is that right there. We're also broadcasting from YouTube, and it's that right there. And we're also broadcasting from my Twitter and Periscope accounts, which is both at Dark Hooper Plus. So that's where we're at. Please share us right here. Walt just says, I feel
Howdy,
like
Walt.
I feel like that was premature. And then Ronnie says, Ashelle Martin, happy Thanksgiving all week, Ashelle. We just talked about your stuff, Ronnie. You're not going to say anything? Did you even catch that? Ronnie's having a snack. Yeah. Ronnie, were you snacking?
We're not a girl. He's not paying attention to us.
Walt says he's in today. You're into what?
He missed last week. He was letting us know. Golly, you guys didn't pay attention.
All right, fair enough, man. Holy cats.
What is it you guys? Why are you attacking me?
Just love here tonight. Since we talked last, I did an interview and on a new segment for the Taskforce Geek YouTube channel. It's called Indie Hype, and basically I got 3 people on from the Cthulhu versus Oz, Cthulhu Invades Oz Kickstarter, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on that thing. I encourage you to go to the YouTube channel and check that out. Those guys are really cool, and I think that Kickstarter still has maybe a handful of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours left if you're interested in that. So that's that. And now we're going to go to our first segment. How about those dandy tunes, folks? All right, some new rumors about the alleged Boba Fett miniseries meant to tie in with The Mandalorian have come to light. From the sound of things, one of the cast members has been identified alongside some broad details about when the story will be set. According to The Direct, the Untitled Boba Fett miniseries, which will star Tamira Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, has cast also Jordan Bolger in a supporting role. Bolger is best known for his role in Peaky Blinders. Anyone watching that? Where he appeared in 13 out of the show's 30 episodes released thus far. Although his character was recast with Daryl McCormick playing the character in all 6 episodes of the 5th series. Given the proximity of when Boba Fett is filming compared to The Mandalorian, it's highly likely that Bolger could be appearing in The Mandalorian as well. Rumors on this thing is that it's going to be set between Return of the Jedi and The Mandalorian. So let's talk a little bit about Boba Fett. And you're welcome to tell me what you think about The Mandalorian this season, if you've seen it. And first, I'm going to go to Scott.
How much of this can we talk about? Like, are we going to just act like everybody?
You know what? Just go for it. If spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the episode, the next episode doesn't come out for 3 days. If you haven't seen what's going on, just talk about whatever you want, man.
Okay. Let's, I can't even remember. Have we addressed The Mandalorian at all on here? Have we talked about season 1?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
you said many times that it's you've talked about the A-Team.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
We're up with you there.
Okay.
You're thankful for short episodes.
I am thankful for short episodes.
You like that there's not an hour and 30-minute episode.
For sure. Let me tell you something. I've been watching these. We've been watching them in clumps, and it's not been on purpose. It's been because something has tied us up. So we've watched 2 episodes at a time, and I'm loving that they're only about 40 minutes long. So that's about as long as I can sit still, about an hour and a half to watch a TV with Jennifer. That's not sports related. So I really like this season a lot. I've heard some people complain, there's just it's like the gunfight of the week movie or something like that. I've heard some people say it's not as good as season 1. So I don't know if me watching them kind of almost as they come out is better for me than when I watched the whole season of Mandalorian season 1, and then I could compare episodes back to back to back to back. Because when I watched Mandalorian season 1, I liked it some episodes. I didn't think any episode was awful, but I felt like a few of them were just do you have a filler episode? I got an old A-Team script. Just use this. Okay. And they just take this and they have the same kind of, stupid characters that are stereotyped in there. I've liked this season a lot more than season 1. And like I said, I don't know if it's because they're doing more things and they know they can go do those things. There's some Easter eggs in there, like you said, with the Boba Fett stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's still 100% to me. I think we're watching Jon Favreau's Star Wars role-playing group. One character is the Mandalorian, and he's just you found a kid, and it's what is it? It's a Yoda guy. Okay, well, I'll just call him Baby Yoda. Anyways, I really still enjoy this. I hope all the new Star Wars stuff that Disney releases on Disney Plus, it's a series, is only still 40 minutes for people like me.
How do you feel about a spin-off Boba Fett series?
If it's there's stories to tell there. I don't know if they're going to go by anything from the books. If you were an old neckbeard like me, you probably read the Tales of the Bounty Hunter stories and stuff like that from the late 1990s, early 2000s, where Boba Fett didn't die and survived the Sarlacc pit and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of interesting, and I hope they actually use some of that old source material because there's some good stuff in there. The Mandalorian's fun, right? It's really fun, and it's in the Star Wars universe, and it's way better than those last 3 movies, and it's better than the prequel movies,
Yep.
So,
all right, Brenden, I'm going to you next.
Oh, perfect. Well, I have a lot of strong opinions about this one, actually. Let's just say, I really enjoyed all of season 1, all of season 2 so far. Now, there's 2 things. First off, I think you see the actor that played Jango Fett in the end of the episode as a cameo.
the first.
See,
episode.
I let you spoil that, Brendan, not me.
All right, but I say
Yeah,
because
and I mean, if you've turned on the internet in the last 3 weeks, you know that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
is the same actor
ahead,
for
man.
Django, but I think that's Boba.
That's good. So that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be, where are these leaks or rumors happening? Because I haven't actually looked into it enough to know where the rumors are coming from on the series.
Well, the Boba Fett rumors are coming from several sources, and I think it's most of the time you hear these rumors, you don't have actors, like specific actors that they're looking at in casting. That's kind of unusual. It's kind of an unusual thing. So we're hearing the Boba Fett thing from multiple sources.
All right.
None of them are Variety or the Hollywood Reporter or CNN, but it's I would say in general, it's, as far as a rumor goes, it's about medium hot.
All right. Well, that's good for me. I actually really would like a series like that, and being between the movies and the series happening, I think it's a good place to be more creative with their franchise. So I actually really enjoyed what they've done so far with the writing of The Mandalorian. I love the spaghetti western feel to it all, and I hope they do something unique in itself with the next one. If they do, let's say Boba Fett, or who knows, maybe even Grand Admiral Thrawn or something like that eventually.
Everyone wants that.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm really in favor if they do something like that, as long as they keep, like what Prime said there, like keep it shorter. They did so much in 30 minutes compared to, like, if you look at the Daredevil series on Netflix, or something with a little bit more, or like Sherlock even. Oh, you love Sherlock, but it's very long and there's not many episodes this season. They're telling a lot of stuff in 30 minutes.
Those Sherlock episodes are really movies. I mean, they were about an hour and 30 minutes, and you got about 4 of them per season.
Exactly.
Which is kind of that's a nightmare for Prime.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Sean, you're up.
I'm gonna make a lot of people mad.
Of course you are.
Well, you already pissed me off about you. All the other stuff.
Where's all the hatred coming from, man?
Sean's a grumpy old man. Let's hear it.
It's true. I'm a grumpy old
I'm
man.
mad, Baby Yoda ate some eggs.
Spoiler alert.
As far as the Boba Fett spinoff or whatever, I think that's a stupid idea. I'm not a huge fan of Boba Fett. I thought he was a worthless character. They had an opportunity to do something with him, and they did nothing with him. But George Lucas is apparently very typical of doing that. I mean, look what he did with Darth Maul. You've got the coolest character in the entire Star Wars universe. I think I'm going to kill him off in this one. What are you doing?
That was a huge mistake.
Exactly. And whenever we were first introduced to Boba Fett in the animation of the holiday special back in 1977, or was it 78? No, it's 77. Here again, we introduce this character. He's cool. What are we going to do with him? He's going to be a bumbling oaf, and he's just going to fall into the mouth of some sort of sand animal.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, if they haven't seen Jedi by now, screw them.
For 37 years ago.
I'm saying, but so again, he's never really done anything for me. Was he a cool action figure? Absolutely. He was one of my favorite action figures when I was a kid because he was so different from everything else that was out there. But as a character, he was worthless. Whenever they introduced Django and Boba in the prequels, again, let's do something with him. Nope, we're just gonna kind of fart around with them and not actually do anything but make them some sort of target for the Mace Windu.
Jango Fett was the father of all the clones. I think he did a lot, my friend.
As a character, he did nothing.
He had
Nothing.
to raise his son. Leave him alone.
Did we see that in the pictures? No.
I don't want
nothing.
I don't want to story it.
Nothing.
Maybe they'll do a spinoff called My Dad Django, and it's just like him doing odd jobs. Dad, why are we painting these bacas? Well, we got to do this. We're packaging up the blue milk. Yeah, I got to do this, son, so you can go to school.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. If you've seen the prequels, you know how that all goes. So,
Spoilers.
again, he's a worthless character. Both of them have been worthless characters. There was nothing to them that was worth anything. Nothing to them that was worth expanded stories. Now, we're introducing him into the Mandalorian. Do I think that he would be a good background character? Do I think that he'd be a good foil for the Mandalorian? Yes, I think he would. Do I think he deserves his own show? No, I do not. I do not feel that he, a bad guy, should be the focus of a show moving forward. He doesn't deserve it.
Man, Sean's bringing the life and fire tonight. He's spunky.
Thank you. The Mandalorian, I think it's a fantastic show. I think they're doing excellent with it. I love the lore that they've established in the Clone Wars that they're bringing obviously further into this series as well. I love everything about this. It's moving great. Like Walt said, it's basically Star Wars version of Lone Wolf and Cub. I think it's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to whatever direction they take that with. Again, they want to introduce Boba Fett in here and kill him off in some heroic way. Fantastic. Otherwise, I have no desire to watch a Boba Fett show.
Can I rebuttal that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Man, yeah.
All right, here we go. Two things just real quick. Have you watched the Rebel series or anything past, like the animated series pertaining to Darth Maul and his character development since the movies?
Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to watch a lot of Rebels as of yet. It's in my queue, and I'm working on it. The extended stuff that they did with Darth Maul was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how they picked up that ball and they ran with it. Now, much like the Solo movie, I enjoyed the Solo movie. I own the Solo movie. Was it a great Star Wars movie? No. Did anybody want to see that movie? No. Did it need to be made? No. There was nothing that they told in that story that anybody cared to know about, except the character of Kira and her affiliation. That's where the story took off. So, in that same respect, does anybody want to know anything more about Boba Fett other than he made it out of the Sarlacc pit and he's going to be killed off by Mando? No one really cares.
Now, here's the second part. The second part is I actually agree that we don't need a Boba Fett series. What I would like to see, though, because otherwise it'd be a Mandalorian clone in a way, and you're just like, you got two Mandalorian series. And that's kind of boring. But if you actually had a Boba Fett series without the armor and other things and something that's plot driving outside of that and they get more creative, I'd watch that still.
But again, you're talking about a character who is a bad guy. He is a bad guy. No matter what, he is a bad guy at its root. All he wants to do is track down. At this point, I'm sure he wants to hunt down Obi-Wan Kenobi or any of the other rebels that he had. I'm sure he wants to kill Luke. He can't kill any of the others. So I'm sure the negativity, the bad guy persona, no one wants to see that as a show. I mean, are they going to turn him into a good guy? Are they going to erase everything that made him him? Is he going to suddenly become reflective of who he was and become, I don't know, some new what is it, the man with no name type of cowboy and going off into the future? Maybe, but I have no interest at this point. They show me something cool. They show me something. They give me a plot that's worth a flip. I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try no matter what, because it's a Star Wars franchise.
But you'll buy it.
Probably.
The plot has to be there.
to our guest that's waiting in our green room. Hold on just a second. Let me get through a few things, and then I'll introduce you properly. We're right in the middle of a very heated discussion. Walt says to me, it's the Mandalorian is Lone Wolf and Cub. I feel that strongly. Michelle says I'm loving this season more than season 1 myself. There's more texture to the script, and the child kills me every episode.
Yeah, that's what Jennifer loves too.
Says he'd like to see a miniseries anthology, The Bounty Hunter's Search for Han Solo. That
hold on.
Now, see,
I would commission that.
Right there. If the good comic, right there.
Great comic.
If
have y'all read these?
I have read the first one of those. It's cool.
If Boba Fett was part of a bounty hunter show where they told more about the other bounty hunters, yes,
cool.
I would be all about that.
All right. And then Gary says he wants to kill you, Sean.
Okay.
I don't know who he means.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett wants to kill him.
I think he means Brenden wants to kill Sean.
I feel like that's not true.
Well,
All
I
right,
do have forms of destruction here.
I am going to bring in a special guest who's going to be with us for about 10 minutes. His name is Jonathan Thompson. Ooh, that's pretty rough. Go ahead and talk for a minute. Let's see if we can't get you a little bit clearer.
Oh yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Hey guys, I have a Kickstarter right now. We have 3 days left. It's a crime comic miniseries, 3 issues. You can get it in single issue form, or you can get it in a hardcover form, which is going to be pretty cool. It's about Willie Boyd. He is a gas station attendant who is burned head to toe. And one day a car rolls into the gas station driven by one of the guys who lit him on fire a long time ago. So it's a nice tale of revenge.
Nice.
You sound like a Dalek.
I just want to say I think that's cool as hell.
That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I wish that I could sound like a Dalek too. I just go down, exterminate all the time, and that'd be my routine. Let me introduce you properly. Jonathan Thompson is a writer out of Space Station Z. Having worked in film, Thompson has transitioned to telling stories in his favorite medium, comics, exploring both the sci-fi and crime genres. He's able to tell the kinds of stories that only exist in the deep, dark hearts of the human soul. Along with Burn Residue, Thompson has several other projects in the works and hopes to fill your bookshelf with more breathtaking storytelling. So I'm going to bring this up right here and show this. That is the Kickstarter that's going right now for Burn Residue, which Jonathan wrote. And Sean, do you want to space through that just a little bit so they can kind of see some of the artwork? There is the cover for Burn Residue, and that's if I read correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. That's the initial sketch that made you develop the story around that character. And then here are some of the pages you can see. I really like the art on this. It looks really cool to me. Good color job.
Yeah, the artist is Rossano Piccioni out of Italy. He does everything. He does the penciling, he does the inking, and he does the colors. And
wow,
blows me away every time I get a page.
He's from Italy.
Yes. And then that cover is done by Jacob Phillips, son of Sean Phillips and crime artist in his own right.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, very interesting.
That drawing is by David Lapham of Stray Bullets, and we're going to raffle that original art piece off at the end.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, let me tell you something. I love that your thing. You get all 3 issues.
Yep.
For $20, because a lot of these Kickstarters are like you get 1 issue and it's $15 and you get the digital copy. And I'm still an old man who refuses to read comics digitally unless I just absolutely have to, because I like having the paper and smell it and all that. So I think that's a good deal for 3 comics, and you also get the enter for 3 raffle entries for that David Lapham art. So I think that's really cool.
Thanks. It's important to me when I ran a Kickstarter that the book is done and you get the whole thing. I know a lot of Kickstarters are for that first issue. It's kind of production costs to get that first issue in, which, you know, if that's how you have to do it, that's how you have to do it. But I want to give the backer everything, you know. I'm not going to have to worry about, oh, am I going to get an issue 2? Am I going to get the end of this? You'll get the whole thing. And what's fun is that you get it in like a monthly dose. You know, we'll plan it around like a Wednesday, so you'll generally get it around that new comic book day. And you should have that just thrill every month of getting it. And one other thing is every issue is 32 pages, no filler, no fluff. It's going to be a nice weighty book in your hands.
I was going to say you're getting nearly 100 pages.
Oh yeah. The graphic novel version will be, you know, a little bit over 100 pages with some extra stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to give the backer their value.
How far away are you from funding, and how far away from the end of the campaign are you?
So our campaign ends at midnight on Friday. We have about a little over $900 left to fund. So
$900. That's so close.
It's so close, and it feels so far away with 3 days.
We interview and have on the show a bunch of people who do Kickstarters, and for whatever reason we get them maybe a week or so out, or maybe a few days out, like you are.
At the desperate times, you know.
And it is.
I'll get to that. And I know I've done that myself, where I say, "Oh, I'm going to back this, just not today." And
right.
Today has to come.
You got to sweat it out, but you know that those last few days, people they get those emails, you know, if they're following it, and they go, "Well, I got to do it now, or it's just not going to happen."
Or it's going to be too late.
Yeah. So, and you're within spitting distance of that thing.
I know.
So,
it's exciting, you know. Basically, I'm just waiting to hear how many copies I need to order, because once Monday hits, the order is going out for issue 1, so I can get that shipped for January.
Well, you are now less than. Let's see. You should only be $900 away now, because I just backed it. So
yes,
there we go. Good.
I have the painstaking alert on my phone, which I thought was going to be a good thing to do, but seems like the worst thing to do. Like I must not have service right now, but that's not true. Just nothing was coming in.
yeah, it looks cool. And I like the physical copies is only $20, so that's good.
You know, for my first book, at the end of August, I did a sci-fi anthology, which you can get as part of it's one of the reward tiers. For an extra $5, you can get a copy of Tales from the Dead Astronaut, which was like a fun 32-page sci-fi book that I did, the anthology book. But I was steadfast, no digital version of that. My artist wanted to go digital with it. I was like, no, we have to let it put it in people's hands, because I know it's so much nicer to hold the book.
It is.
Right.
I mean, especially if you're going to bid on something, it's nice to get something physical. You can
Exactly. And like I said, it's important for me to get this like a quick turnaround too. You know, this is the first time I've ever run a campaign, but I know that it takes time for people to get their books sometimes, and by that time you've already forgotten about it.
Shell says that maybe that's your real voice.
So
Maybe I shouldn't be making fun of you. And Gary says he sounds like someone Darth would dispatch to hunt Luke.
Exactly. I found the rebels.
Yeah.
You're like one of the bounty hunters that we were just talking about.
Bounty hunters.
Jonathan, give us a kind of a closing statement to get people to hopefully go over and back your Kickstarter.
So, first of all, thanks for having me on, guys. I know it's very last minute, and I appreciate it, just like this campaign. So, with Residue, you're going to get a pretty dark crime comic that's really as much about the visceral as it is about the mental journey of our character, Willie Boyd. You're going to see where he came from, how he got to be where he is, and kind of the ramifications of everything that he does after that point.
Very cool, man.
Just one question real quick. For our younger viewers or parents out there, is this going to be like a PG-13, R-rated?
It's more on the mature side. You're going to put it up there with something like 100 Bullets, like a Vertigo comic, a Black Label comic.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, based on the guy's look, I thought that would have given it away, but I got you. That's a good question to have.
true. Well, hey, Jonathan, thank you. We appreciate you joining us, and we encourage everyone to go to the Kickstarter down below, and we're going to have it on the notes for this, and I will continue to push this through Friday through all of my avenues and stuff. So good luck for this, and keep in touch with us, please.
Yeah, we'll get you on earlier next time you have a project.
Real talk.
Yeah. Jonathan, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Take care.
You too.
Good one. Thanks.
All right. Let me reset.
I think he's down to almost $800.
You're kidding.
Oh, wow.
You're telling me he got a little over $100 while he was talking to us? That's awesome.
Pretty much.
That's the magic that we bring.
Well, I think it was
Just a little magic.
He sounded like a Dalek. How can you not pay for that
How can
book?
you not? Do you want to be exterminated?
Robots are selling stuff on our show.
Well, I
Break
think
down.
I think the raffle idea was a cool idea too. I mean, like
Great idea.
even
Great
if
artist.
it was like close on like, hey, I don't know, and then you see like, oh, I could get a sketch. Yeah, why not?
All right, let me say a few things on The Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I kind of agree with Sean. I don't know if I need a regular ongoing Boba Fett series. They do have the potential to maybe do something darker, a little bit. I mean, obviously, Boba Fett's not a good guy. I suspect that if we do get a Boba Fett series, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. I think that Boba Fett will probably have a mini series. We'll probably see what happened to him after the Starlight Pit and whatever he's been doing on Tatooine up until the Mandalorian, and it will probably set up either what happens in the Mandalorian or maybe what happens next season there. Honestly, I don't want to see 46 spinoffs of the Mandalorian as much as I love it, and I do love the Mandalorian. I would like to see them do a Jedi Academy series or do something, set back during the Old Republic or something that's set 10,000 years ago or something that's set in another part of the galaxy. I mean, there's so many stories they could be telling. And I realize the Mandalorian is doing well right now, and congratulations on that. But everything that you do on Disney Plus doesn't have to be directly related to the Mandalorian. There's so much else that you could be doing right now.
Frankly, I don't want a bunch of Star Wars series on Disney Plus. Just give me a little bit, because too much is going to make me I don't care anymore.
Right. I mean, Disney Plus wants you to be, they want you to be subscribed year round. And since the Mandalorian is not going to be on 52 weeks out of the year, then maybe they want some more Star Wars stuff to make sure that you're going to be subscribed to that channel. But I think that they could do some other stuff, on that. Oh my gosh, what the heck is all of this? We've got comments and chats and all kinds of hoo-ha.
I think we're all having technical difficulties tonight, every shape and form.
I know. I mean, hello, Betty. What is all of this? All right. I got it. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. You guys can just say that. I mean, if I'm frozen for the public, they know it already. So look, we're doing the best we can. We just had a storm come through, and so we're gonna carry on the best we can.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we're going on to our next subject, and here it comes. Maybe.
Yay.
Maybe. All right. There goes Sean. It's gonna be a wild night. Look, if I get dropped out, just carry on, please.
Oh, we
My
will.
wayward son. A new installment in the Predator franchise is being developed by the 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg, according to a new report from Deadline. Did Scott just drop out, or is what the heck? The new sequel marks the fifth entry into the proper Predator franchise, which launched back in 1987 with Arnold While there were 2 spin-off films where the creature battled with beasts from the Alien franchise, we try to pretend like those didn't exist. The new film is being developed under the 20th Century Films brand, which is owned by Disney following their acquisition of Fox last year. The script comes from Patrick Mason, who previously delivered scripts for projects like Kingdom, Jack Ryan, and Treadstone. That's not bad. Let's go to our guest first. Brenden, what do you think?
Well, I'm just going to keep talking until I find out I have no knowledge about Cloverfield at all, except that it's shaky cam, I believe, or something from a first-person perspective.
The first one was, yeah.
Yeah. I do love Predator, though, so I can say I'm a huge fan of that. And if Jack Ryan is the same guy that's writing the script, I have high hopes for what this could be then.
Sure.
So, but that's all I really have to offer on this one.
No, that's cool. So. That's all right. Sean, what do you think, man?
I'm a little torn. I'm a little mixed. I'm a big fan of the Predator franchise, just not just the movies, but also the comic series and everything from there. I've enjoyed all of the Predator movies.
Thanks, Carrie.
I've enjoyed some less. I've enjoyed some more, but I've enjoyed all of them, quite a bit. And with them completely negating what happened in the last one, which completely had nothing to do with the previous version, I'm getting a little, I dare say, tired of them generating these big stories and then not having a conclusion to them. But I'm always eager to see what direction they're going to take the Predator, what direction they're going to take the story in next. Bring it on. Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right. Scott, Shell says, "What? I'd love to see a new Predator movie from the Cloverfield director. Sounds awesome."
Okay,
that's her thought. What do you think, Scott?
My thoughts are gonna be maybe even less than Brenden. Like I saw Predator 1 and 2, they were fine for the time. I don't never need to see another one ever again or care about one. And I didn't see any of the Cloverfield stuff, and I'm not going to, so I don't care. Wow. Now, if this looks awesome and we live in a time, like the before times when we used to go see movies, I might go see it. But up until it comes out and I see previews for it, I give no poops about it.
All right.
And I'm the spicy one.
No, you're angry. You're an angry old man. I'm a cute middle-aged guy who's like ripe and witty.
Cute, no less.
Try to stick to that story there, sure.
I liked the Robert Rodriguez Predator movie. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the last Predator movie. I thought that was done pretty good. I'm upset that they didn't carry on with that. I would like to see, more of that. Obviously, they're moving on to something else. Yes, we've had too many iterations of this. We've had too many promised, massive storylines which haven't been delivered, and this sounds like yet another version of that. So that's kind of frustrating to me. I think that a lot of these aging science fiction franchises are not doing all that great because they were really meant to be maybe 1 or 2 movies. Terminator comes to mind. Predator's a good one. Maybe Alien. All of these, were a pretty good idea. They came out with a couple of really great movies right there at the beginning, and then it's just kind of getting diluted over time. I will probably go see this because it's a science fiction movie. It has the potential for some people to get their arms blown off and some cool stuff. So I'm up for that. I do like the Cloverfield stuff. So I guess we'll just see. We'll see how it comes out. And that's basically my thought on that subject.
Now, to bounce off that a little bit, you're talking about some of the sequels and everything like that. You had a post on your Taskforce Geek Facebook about some good writing tips from Ray Bradbury, and I was reading through those the other week.
Yeah.
And one of them in particular mentioned that you don't write with an agenda. And I think that's partially what's happening here. We're rehashing and trying to make agendas once in a while, but also if you have the same universe, it's just not a fresh thought sometimes. It's sometimes just better to go ahead and rehash it up and mix it together something else and give us Batman versus Predator or something. I don't know, where you have, which they did in the comic book series at one point too.
Sure.
But you get the idea where you can just throw something a little bit of a curveball at the audience. And I'm not sure if to go off that, if this is going to do that for some of the more classic fans, or if it'll be a classic retelling that'll be true to the source material, but we'll see.
Speaking of that, they Marvel now owns the Alien comics because Disney owns all the Fox stuff. And I think that if you're looking at a crossover there, you're probably thinking about maybe Wolverine, because a lot of people would like to see those claws versus the aliens.
Well, I think it's either, isn't it in December that they're going to start doing all the Predator or Alien covers, like variant covers for the superhero books?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
they
coming.
are.
Is it next month or is it in January?
It might be January, but it is soon.
I believe the printing rights they don't have until next year.
Now
So
they've
they
already
need-
solicited all that stuff that you saw from like Dark Horse, the Marvel and stuff, that are the old Dark Horse Alien comics by
right, but all that's supposed to come out next year, I believe. I don't think they can publish that this year under contract.
well, we're 1 month away from next year, so
right,
it's coming.
the
Are we all glitching out like crazy?
Yeah, man, this is like we are in what's the thing in Solo that they had to go through to get to the secret city? We're like broadcasting live from that.
From hyperspace?
No, what's the thing they try?
everybody looks fine to me.
The Kessel Run?
The
Kevin's
Kessel
right.
Run. God, I pulled a Sean Old Man thing where I was like, that thing.
Oh, man.
It's my own old man thing, not Sean's really.
Good stuff. We apologize. We're doing the best we can, folks.
No, yeah, we're all kind of glitching out some.
All right. Well, we'll persevere. We'll
Well,
carry on.
speaking of all those comics and stuff, I think it's cool that Marvel will get to reprint those, because some of those are maybe not valuable, but they're still hard to find, like the originals. So,
Yeah.
and some of that stuff was good from what my friends told me. I didn't read it, so
I've read a lot of those comics.
The original Aliens versus Predator story was excellent. If they had just done an adaptation of that original comic story from Dark Horse instead of the bilge we got for 2 movies, they would have had an amazing success.
But Dirk, Hollywood knows better than
Oh, they know so much better.
these plebeian comic things that little boys
Paul
read.
W.S. Anderson has some light flares and stuff that's going to make it great.
He in that original Aliens versus Predator script, they you could tell that they took a lot of cues from the AVP comic. They just didn't follow through. They didn't take it far enough.
Yep. Steve says it's no RoboCop versus Terminator.
But see, even that was an interesting story too. How RoboCop was the genesis for
Right.
Cyberdyne Systems, and I thought
that's
that
fair.
was really interesting. I wanted to throw out something real quick. The Predators movie that was done by Robert Rodriguez, which was what, number 3 or 4? 3.
If you don't count the Alien Predator stuff, it was
We're
3.
not talking about that. Just the Predator stuff. It was 3. Okay. Originally, he had written that script as a direct sequel to the first movie.
Okay.
He was contracted by 20th Century Fox to do that script. They put it on a shelf and they forgot about it, and they went with the version that starred Danny Glover.
Right.
But going back through their catalog, they dug up that old Rodriguez deal, and they they brought him back to do that movie, and that's how we ended up getting that as a reboot to the deal. Again,
Right.
they didn't allow him to do what he needed to do because they know best, and they didn't allow him to fully flesh out his deal, much like Shane Black, whenever he did the last one that we had. And yeah, let's just change everything because, you know, we've got the money. So you people just do what we tell you to do.
Okay, so the
That's
Marvel
the way it
covers, the Marvel Alien covers start in January. It looks like it's going to be a full month of every comic they put out. It's going to have a variant cover with the Alien stuff on there.
Really?
And then the Aliens Omnibus
That could
from
be cool.
Marvel, the reprint that collects all the Dark Horse Xenomorph comics from the late 80s, early 90s
All
is
of them?
slated. Well, that's what it says.
That's
It's
a lot.
slated for April release. So it's coming.
That could be awesome. Actually.
Coincidence?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
coming out in April. Maybe it'll get released around April 26th.
Maybe so.
426
Mm-hmm.
Alien Day.
Alien Day.
Hello.
Why is that Alien Day?
Because the planet was called LV
LV.
426.
There you go. 426,
Hey,
baby.
I actually learned something tonight.
This is where to come for knowledge. Just straight up knowledge, man.
Oh my gosh, none of us are locked up right now. This is amazing.
It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
It is.
Do you get miracles on Thanksgiving?
Of course you do.
know.
You
I
get-
do.
Yeah.
We're going to go to our feature segment. All right, our feature segment is with our guest, Brenden Smith from Ye Olde Lasersmith. I'm going to read this. It's written in first person, so pretend like Brenden is saying this. I have a wife, 2 kids, and too many hobbies to talk about. Earned a master's in physics. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
My day job is a pricing analyst, and I teach labs at a university near Springfield, Missouri. I also started a business, Ye Olde Lasersmith, which we'll talk about here in a second, 2 years ago with a focus on gaming. I do it a love, and it has grown naturally over time. And he's won 2 Eisner Awards.
Yes.
He did not win.
That's an inside joke.
I wish.
Somebody
My
didn't
writing-
change all the notes from
Our
last.
guest from last
The show
week
notes.
won 2 Eisner Awards, which is not too shabby.
I don't know how I'm going to follow
And an
that.
iPod.
I mean, my writing right now is just abysmal, and my sketching is even worse. I mean, so I kind of envy you guys. I've seen some of your stuff online, and every one of you, and you're like pumping out these great sketches, and here I am with my stick figures. So it's all great.
But you know what, Brenden? We feel the exact same way you do when you draw this little stick figure and you go, "This sucks." We'd say the same thing. I fight this guy
Oh,
daily.
Yeah.
for sure.
But it really comes down to is actually 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about laser engraving or anything like that. I had a guy I knew locally, and we kind of went in together to get a laser machine, and I did that just because I knew what I wanted to do in a vision of the future. And so I eventually got enough from just using that machine, and we kind of split it up, and were able to balance that. And I was able to then invest in my own machine as well. And we kind of were able to then creatively go our different ways, which it wasn't like a split up or anything like that so much as it was just he wanted to go do his own thing, and I had my own focus at the beginning, even though we're just friends. We had to, it was a very good terms to go do that. And so I started Ye Old Lasersmith, and then I just make whatever I want in my own house, and then I sell it online or at conventions or take requests of people. And I just really enjoy what I do, and that's really something I haven't had before in my life, and until I started this business. And so I have a couple things I can just like show you just right around here, but
Yeah, please.
but most of it, like I think I posted this a while back. However, I don't even sell this online, just locally. But I've got this bad boy right here,
Oh,
and it's actually going to be
Walt, I hope you're watching, Walt. I hope
yeah,
you're
Walt's
watching.
still with.
that is a
Okay.
1-to-1 scale. I actually I take these and I try to figure out how big the actual character was, and I try to go ahead and try to make sure.
That is awesome. How can you
Yeah.
hold that and not say Thundercats Ho?
because because I am self-conscious about me trying to quote stuff and do voices. That's why. But I do have one I can quote everything the guy says.
Steve says want.
Which is that one too. And all I have to say with this one is, yeah, and don't say
There
the
you
rest
go.
of anything else. But,
Oh my gosh, I hope Jennifer is not watching right now. Because she will want that sword.
yeah,
She's a big Zelda fan.
I'm actually doing a Build a Blade workshop with that here locally in Springfield in December, like December 12th.
Walt's
And-
watching.
So if you want to drive up to Springfield, I can coach you through making your own. Just saying.
Okay.
And then here's some of my favorite stuff. I don't. You might, Dirk, pull up my online shop and pull up the Moria map. Otherwise, I can show you that on my screen share if you want as well. But I have a couple maps. Yes, I do a couple different pop culture things and just what I love to do. But at the very, should we clear the bottom? Not quite, maybe. But all right. If you want, let me screen share. I can just go ahead and pop this open.
You're welcome to. Sure.
Yeah. Let's see here. Screen share.
Hope you got the bad tabs down.
I know.
Michelle says your work is amazing.
There we go.
Jennifer is loving what she's seeing.
So can you see
Sorry,
all this? Ooh.
There you go.
So this is actually from the concept art of the Mines of Moria, and it's different layers put together. And I had to hand draw this out off of one of the concept posters.
That's kind of insane.
And it took me about 40 hours to draw. And I just really enjoyed the whole process because I did this for myself. I didn't actually expect to even start selling this, except I wanted one on my wall. So that's what happened. But I take different layers here, and I actually end up layering and gluing those together because I can take one layer and cut it up and then paint it or do whatever I want to take the next layer.
Okay, you're going to have to... I'm going to ask a stupid question. What is this a map of?
The Mines of Moria.
Is that a
Okay.
book?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll give you a hint right here. See right there?
It's a
All
key
right.
or something. It's an eye.
All
That's-
right, then.
It's more to... It's Lord of the Rings.
There you go.
Okay.
So you can see where actually the path of where they fought the thing in the pool, and they went up here around all the way down there. And then right over here is where Gandalf fell off the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he had to crawl all the way down in the Underdark, all the way up to the stairs up here and fight the Balrog on the top of the mountain. So it's very detailed. This actually comes up right here, a couple layers off of the map itself. I mean, there's about 6 or 7 layers there you're looking at just on that staircase.
That's incredible, man.
That
So-
looks like a lot of work.
So you sell this, though?
Oh yeah, I sell it, and it usually runs about $300 with shipping included already.
That's great. So I know, Brenden, you've done... I know Brenden through Blood Bowl. We met up just, I guess, at some of our Blood Bowl tournaments. I know we've gone to Springfield to play Blood Bowl. They've traveled down here. And last time we ran Oklahoma Bowl, I know that me and Steve got Brenden to do some mugs, I believe, and then some dice towers, which, if you don't know what a dice tower is, crazy people who play games with dice, we don't want to think anybody's cheating or like I roll dice sucky. You hear these people say that. So a dice tower is basically like a shaft that you drop the dice in, and it clanks around to randomly come out and like into this mouth that the dice will sit. So that's what a dice tower is, and a lot of people use those at like Blood Bowl tournaments and stuff. So we use Brenden to like have prizes and stuff at our tournaments and stuff, and people like that stuff a lot. I also know from experience and unrelated to like just following you around, I'm in a Shadows of Brimstone gaming group, and I know there was some player boards made for that, and people went seemingly crazy for those things because they were like wood carved character boards and stuff for their Shadows of Brimstone characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw you in that group at one point, and I have to say I did quite well on that print run. Just from one post from a friend on that Facebook group that kind of just blew up, which wasn't actually even intended, but it happened.
Well, it's a good looking product, so I mean,
yeah. And so game organizers and storage solutions, those are actually a pretty big thing of what I do. Actually, I have within arm reach here a prototype. I haven't got it done yet, but it's just for like a paint rack holder, just for paint pots for your, and they hold in there.
Nice.
And put something on the side for paint brushes. And so that was actually just a recent custom thing for a local person. And so I like storage for games. Actually, that was my original focus, was tabletop terrain and storage solutions, because everyone needs those things. And then I realized that I am not as good at designing tabletop terrain as I thought I would be. So I actually backed a Kickstarter that gave me a merchant copy for this. If it goes off here in a couple days, I'll actually have the merchant licenses for a whole line of terrain. And that's actually the perfect solution for me, because I can take that and I can mix and match and I can very easily modify things if needed or if allowed to. So that's okay with me.
So Brenden, on your stuff, like I know I've bought like board game inserts before, where they come in, they look like they're, I assume, laser cut out of this like particle board stuff, and you cobble those together and have an insert for your board game that's really nice. Like the sword, the paint pot rack that you did, does anybody have to assemble that, or does that all come in the mail put together for us?
Everything with one exception on my online store on Etsy has been pre-assembled. The only exception has been for one of my coaster holders. You have to like glue in the nub, that, the little spokes that poke up to hold the 4 dowel rods into the base, because otherwise you can't ship that without a lot of more cost.
Right.
So aside from that, I mean, everything is pre-assembled when I ship it online. I think I might backtrack for a second. If I do like a paint holder or something like that, I'll probably have to end up doing that in pieces, but they're all very intuitive. They're just 2 end caps that you slap together. But like the maps, the swords, everything like that, that would probably all be pre-assembled. But I actually don't do the swords online yet, because it is hard to find a way to ship those so far. And I do all those locally and conventions and so forth. And that's always been a really good way of doing it.
That's cool. I know Steve, I just saw made a comment. I know he has a sword from you. Guys, you should see this thing. I meant to grab it, but with the rain and everything, I didn't have time. It is like a small sword that you pull it open from the sheath, and it has like a gap in there that you can put your D&D dice in. Then you can put that up, and like you can take that to go play D&D. It's really, really, really awesome. So
let me get a few comments out here. Ashell wants to know if you have a Game of Thrones map that's like that by any chance?
I have a couple different maps. I'll see if I can reach my headset way over here. Nope, not quite.
Jerry says, Scott, dude.
Some of us
not knowing what the.
So I didn't read those boring books, Jerry.
I love
Jerry
the books.
She may need one of those maps. So we'll go back to Ashell.
Yeah, have you ever? That's actually one of the forefront maps on my mind. It's very hard to do in my own style and not copy other people. And so you'll see some of these online once in a while. And what I want to do with the Game of Thrones map is I want to do it more in this style. I actually have a Avatar Last Airbender map, but you can see like the different nations have color codes on these as far as what nation goes what. And so I think don't steal my idea, but I want to do is do the different factions in different colors and then piece the map together less topographically and more the feel of the territories and control.
I'm stealing that. I'm doing that tomorrow.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I can easily rip all your art off of your websites and Facebook and put them onto my stuff too.
All right. Fair enough.
Steve has some kind words for you. He says, Brenden is an amazing at making any idea you want to come to life.
Such as the sword scabbard dice holder for D&D. I guess we lost Dirk.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. I remember making that for him, and he actually based it off of his own D&D character and the blade that he had found. I forget if it was cursed or something or what it was, but it was special to him. And I based it off of Roman gladius and worked into the symbol that he wanted on the sheath, and it worked out really nicely. And he let me have some trial and error on that one because it was a little rough trying to get that all to mesh immediately, but I finally got him a really good copy after 1 or 2 tries. And there's a lot of work going into design on these things, but it does slide out. And he actually has a one-of-a-kind one. I won't be doing another one like that ever. I can tell you that he got a very special thing from me on that one. But I can do other designs similar, but that one is near and dear, so I wouldn't want to copy that immediately. Gary
wants to know if you can do Blood Bowl stadiums.
Yes, I can. Like my Facebook, watch out for it. I have something planned. That's all I can say at the moment. I was hoping to roll it out by the new edition that's coming out soon, but it's not quite there yet. I'm actually curious to see, maybe sometime talking to Steve or Scott here about what they think would make a good stadium and or features for that, because while I do have a considerable experience with Blood Bowl, I don't travel as much like airplanes or other things, and I want to see like what I can do that's more travelable. I've seen suitcase models out there before, and that's kind of where I'm leaning towards, but I want to make it lighter than most, and I want to do it so I would actually use it myself every game instead of my question is it easier than carrying a pitch or a roll up vinyl sheet or mat with you? And if the answer is no, then what's the point? Unless you really want to do all the grass, turf, and everything as well. And for me, I'm more pragmatic. So I want to make something I want to use.
Right. I get it.
Ryan says you can do a color-coded Old World Warhammer map. That would be pretty cool.
Ryan, I want to say a lot of bad things about Ryan right now. And
Can't say anything bad about him. He's one of the good guys.
Oh, how'd you get on this podcast? On this video cast?
One of our guests.
He is, and he's actually I was actually in his trailer for his movie he actually had on Kickstarter.
Oh.
That's how much I know Ryan. So if you look very closely, you'll see me in a couple different shots. And it's all about me, really. It's not about his Kickstarter or anything he's doing with this movie.
Right.
Or not at all named Eldritch USA or anything like that.
Absolutely.
But he's a great guy. Yeah, I could definitely do that. And there's so many things, like right now, is crazy online for orders, and I am to the point where I either need to hire somebody to help me keep up, or I need to find a different solution, because I'm doing so many different things right now between day job, teaching labs at a university, teaching martial arts even, and then trying to also have time for my family and for myself, and that's a balancing act.
Sounds like a lot.
It's a good problem to have, though, right?
It is a good problem to have, and luckily, like, I'm a team here at Ye Olde Lasersmith, and my wife actually does a lot of the staining and assembling and helping out there too. She's a little bit shy about using a computer to design things at the moment, but we'll give her some more experience there, and I'm sure she'll be able to help out more there too.
Very cool. Look, before we get out of this, or before we move any further, I will say Brenden sent us some stuff. And I want to show what I've got here.
Well, you're frozen right now, bro.
Uh-oh.
You can't see it?
Oh, maybe my screen's frozen. I don't know.
No, he's frozen here too. And so I think is everyone else.
Oh, there it is.
That is a Taskforce Geek keychain. You notice Sean's got one too.
I haven't got mine yet, jerks.
Well, come see your buddies. There it is. And, one of the things that I think is really amazing about this is that is not an easy logo to get. I mean, that is pretty intricate, and you nailed it. I mean, it's pretty impressive, I think.
Well, thanks. I actually had to base it off of your slightly older logo, except for the one that's on the top right-hand side of the screen right now, because that one's even more complex than your old one.
It is. It is.
So, but I enjoyed it. I'm glad it came out so well.
It's really cool. I did an unboxing, which is also on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I got a couple of things. Scott's got a keychain coming, and we're going to get one to Walt and one to Casey Jane.
Wow, that's cool.
Now, here's something else that I got here, which I think is pretty amazing.
Hey, you're moving. There you go. Look at that.
How about this right here? How about that?
And that was a pleasure to make right there.
So you took a picture of me back when I had hair and gave it to Dirk. Yeah, that's nice of you.
Actually, I came very close to photoshopping your face onto that. I came very close.
He would have loved that even more.
There's the Taskforce Geek logo again, and then there's my signature. Mm-hmm. That is a piece of artwork that I did just for the heck of it. It's a black and white pen and ink style piece of artwork that I just did to practice muscles, and that was done at 11:17 at 600 DPI, and it was specifically done for the purpose of me practicing detail, like getting detail, veins, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And I mean, you nailed it. I mean, it looks just like the actual picture, except it's carved in a block of wood. That's crazy.
Now, the laser I have actually has a resolution of, 0.001 millimeters, I think. That's what it comes down to. It's either 0.00 and 0.001, 0.01, something like that. So it gets really in there. So if I have the laser focused, I can get individual pixels on things if I need to. As long as my program for ripping the actual image is up to par, that's why I was saying to Scott earlier, like I can rip your pictures from online. I can do that. I try to avoid that for copyright reasons most of the time. So I was hoping Dirk would be cool with it.
No, that's awesome.
But I actually have a resolution, I think, of like 900 DPI if I need to.
That's insane for something that you're using to carve things. And you didn't have my 600 DPI illustration. You had, I guess, what you got off of Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, it was just a Facebook image.
Seriously degraded. I mean, let's be honest. Isn't that great?
Dirk is in the twilight zone. But no, yeah, great detail. I mean, all the stuff you've done for us too has always been amazing. So I highly suggest to people who are maybe watching this and they run gaming tournaments. I know we're in an age of time where like there's not big get-togethers and stuff, but I highly recommend for somebody who's used Brenden's stuff for our tournament and our gaming purposes that you, if you have an idea, shoot it by him. He'll give you a quote. He'll get back to you in plenty of time. And if he can do it, he'll make it. If not, he'll have even a different maybe solution to like, oh, you want this that's similar? I can get you this that's, So anyways, highly recommended from us.
Ryan's telling me I know we've had glitches all night long. It's been insane. Hopefully that's going to get taken care of tomorrow. Cox is coming.
Sure.
Walt says woohoo. Walt says that's cool. Michelle says that's incredible detail. So they must have seen something. And apparently I'm the new star of Tron. I should be the new star of Tron.
Oh,
I was thinking Ong Bak. You remember the bad guy from Ong Bak?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I do remember that, yeah.
Oh, you've not seen Ong? Okay. Anyway, it's a cheesy Tony Jaa breakout film with like Muay Thai in it. If you like a cheesy fighting film that doesn't take itself too seriously, you'll enjoy the first one. You don't really mess with the other two, but the first one is really fun experience.
It's hard to keep me situated to watch a movie.
It's a lot of elbows. There's a lot of elbows.
Now,
takes elbows to another level, man.
Now, I actually teach martial arts as well, and I have to say that elbows are effective. Let's say that.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I watch a lot of MMA, and I've seen how effective those things are.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you got the speed and a little bit of surprise.
Oh, I don't like watching. I personally actually don't like watching MMA too much because I feel it too much sometimes.
I hear you. So give kind of a rundown of the sort of stuff that you do on there or whatever's most popular.
My most popular two things right now are a Legend of Zelda cutout shield and anything Avatar: Last Airbender. I mean, I have
Wow.
coasters like that. I mean, I've got
Cool.
You have something with Appa on it?
I do. I actually have a Lost Appa poster. I took the drawing from the poster that was drawn in the actual show, and I was able to put a frame around it that mimics the map frame from the opening credits. And I was able to combine both those elements together and give a 3D poster that I really enjoy. So that's online too.
I'll have to check that out. My daughter is, hopefully she's not watching. She's into the Last Airbender stuff, and she just adores Appa. So,
oh, he's a good character.
Does anyone else have any questions about what Brenden is doing?
Got any physics questions? I mean, I can answer those too.
Wow. That might be above our pay grade.
Way above mine.
How do they take all these pictures from outer space and show the Earth a circle when it's obvious we're flat?
Oh wow. Oh wow. You can solve this very, very easily using the same methods they did 400 years before. You just dig a big
I'm totally teasing.
I know. But just I think sometimes I get easily riled up by the internet sometimes. I'll just say that. And I shouldn't. But if you research historical methods and actually go into it, and some of these conventions that people are trying to disprove stuff actually end up proving the opposite because of the high-tech equipment they get their hands on. Like the laser, they tried to do at one of these conventions a while back, and it was straight across, and they said, okay, at the end of the room, it should drop down by X amount if everything is right. And guess what? It did. So, I mean, there's a lot of things out there, but the easiest method to prove that is actually going to be dig a pit. Just, the distance of the pit, put a plumb bob down so it hangs straight down, and you can measure the angle of the shadow of the sun at noon. And then you can dig a pit 20 miles north. It's exactly 20 miles north. Dig the same pit and measure the angle, and they're going to be different.
Okay.
There you go. We've solved that.
He obviously just wants us to dig holes. So
Jeffrey's
there's
got
some
a
more
question
questions.
here.
Yeah.
He says, I disconnected for a minute, so he doesn't know if he said it, but he was curious if he used a Photoshop AI program for the laser cutter. Just curious, he has some of his own things, but he doesn't have a laser cutter anymore. So could he send you some files if he wanted to make you to make
by all means. I actually do that for people quite often. I have a guy in, I think, Indiana that sends me things once in a while that I'm a friend of through Blood Bowl, and I've sent one out to Ohio and Texas. And there's actually a lot of things. If you look up Thingiverse, you can find a whole bunch of free files for MDF laser cut designs or other things like that. And if you find a file and say, hey, I want this really complex thing I saw online, and the files are actually free out there online already, I can't charge you for the file, but I can charge you for my labor into it and actually cutting it, and I can do that very easily if I have the right file set up. And I actually use CorelDRAW for most of my initial editing, and then I transfer that into either Adobe Illustrator or into some sort of vector program. And then I actually have a very good hookup from my dedicated computer for the laser, and it just plugs right in, and I can see everything where it should be on the screen and where I want to print things, which is very, very convenient for me to take other people's Adobe Illustrator files or Corel files or even SVG, PDFs even, as long as they have a vector format.
Jeffrey's excited.
So
Gary says that Scott's going to be digging holes tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm gonna
to
prove
follow
you
up
wrong
on that.
Gonna find Shia LaBeouf in a hole somewhere. In that movie.
Yes, holes.
Yeah.
And Cherie says that's an awesome engineering answer. That's you proved your chops, man.
Yeah, if I can't actually do all the physics and be Sheldon from Big Bang, I can at least understand how to teach it. So that's the old saying in teaching. Actually, if you can't do, you teach. If you can, it's opposite. But you get it.
We got it. All right, guys. Any other questions, or we need to move on to our last little segment here?
I think no, I don't have any.
Okay. All right. Let's go to. Let's see. How about our bag of? It's Thanksgiving. We're about 2 days away from it. And so why not? Let's just say what we're thankful for. I'm asking to kind of stick to geeky stuff since this is Taskforce Geek. But, if you want to get mushy or say something else, then you're welcome to do that. And so first I'm going to go to our geeky.
Okay.
Aren't you thankful for anything geeky, Scott?
Okay.
You're so acerbic. I'm going to go to Brenden first.
I'm just going to start listing off a couple things I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Starting off with Weird Al Yankovic. He is just a jewel. He is a phenomenal person.
I like that.
Thankful for the side business doing this laser thing doing very well. I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for the new edition of Blood Bowl about ready to come out. I'm actually really thankful for that.
There you go.
I'm thankful for maybe even the rumors of Patrick Rothfuss completing his third book in the series of the King Slayer Chronicles, if that ever happens. I'm thankful for anything deep fried, and I am thankful for my
Good answer.
lack of self-control around the holidays to eat said deep fried foods.
Yeah. That's a good rundown there. All right, Sean, you're next. Do I need to come back to you, Sean?
I can see this is about his. This is your character, isn't it? You have a hard time with this?
All right.
Scott. I'm thankful for this year's been kind of weird for everybody for obvious reasons, but it's kind of opened up in some ways some artistic doors. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to illustrate some Super Show cards over at SRG Universe, the Super Show, the game. Steve Risses gave us the opportunity to get some cards published. I got to admit, as soon as I turn their art over to him, I want him to publish those cards instantly so I can actually show them, look, these are in the game.
Not in 2025.
Right. I know they're coming. They've been paid for, so I've done artwork for the game. I just really want to see them on the cards. I've been thankful for that. I've been thankful for the other little side jobs of doing some art. I did a t-shirt design for a person, some logo designs. I'm thankful that I still have a actual. It's kind of promoting myself, but I still run a podcast, man, that people still really care about for some reason. You sometimes don't realize that other people are kind of listening to you and helping you out. They think we're helping them out, the watchers and the listeners, because they're like, oh, you entertained me, thanks for doing that. And I'm like, yeah, but I do this. Hearing back from you keeps me energized too. So I'm just thankful for all those people as well. So
yeah, that's good. All right, Sean, going back to you, man. You got some stuffs.
Okay.
Walt's helping you out.
I've taken the time to actually think about this.
All right.
Thank you, Walt. I am exceptionally thankful for this Taskforce Geek. It has opened me to other opportunities. It's opened me to a lot of people out there that I normally would not have been introduced to or have met. It has provided me with a lot of contemplation. How nerddom isn't just, for me growing up, it was, that was the geeky kid that read comic books and scribbled on the outline of his homework. It's more than that. Obviously movies, books, video games, board games, all of it. And a lot of these people that are passionate about it, I never would have met if it weren't for this show. If it weren't for this broadcast here. I'm also very thankful for our website, our group, Ranking Studios, and all the guys that participate in it. Same thing. A lot of opportunities that I probably wouldn't have been able to partake in had it not been for you guys. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there.
All right. Well, before I get started, I want to say, if you're watching us right now, tell us what you're thankful for. We'll put it up on the screen. I'm thankful for The Mandalorian. I feel like Star Wars is back. Feels good. I like it.
Amen, brother.
Thanks also to Netflix. Netflix is one of the few places that are really seriously investing in science fiction, in fantasy, and animation. They just committed to doing 6 animated films next year. That's crazy. Who's doing that? We get a little bit through Hulu, a little bit through Prime and stuff, but man, Netflix is really seriously invested in geeky stuff. So thanks to Netflix. I'm thankful for my family and friends, including these 2 guys that I do this show with, Sean and Scott, who have probably heard me whinge about a lot of stuff in the last year. And I appreciate their listening and their counsel on a bunch of different stuff. And my friends are awesome. I'm fortunate that I have a lot of friends to get me through a very difficult year. This year's been terrible, but I am thankful I have those friends, and they make it a hell of a lot better. Finally, yeah, just like Sean, I am thankful for this show. All of the advice and the information that we get. We had a 2-time Eisner Award-winning writer on last week that was dropping knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb about how to. We've had people who are doing Kickstarters who tell us.
You are breaking up. What he's saying is he's like really happy that he has all this knowledge and he gets to hang out with Scott all the time. We get it.
Wow. Did I drop out?
Yeah, and I was trying to take a screenshot because it looked like you just let out the best fart of your life. You were frozen, and it just looked like an epic, like soothing fart because you had a bad tummy ache and you finally got that gas out.
Wow.
And it started moving.
That is not at all what I took from that image, but okay.
That's the one I can describe, Sean.
I just appreciate the show. The show has been a bright spot in a very lousy year. So, yeah, thanks to you guys. And thanks for everyone who's watching and stuff. That is what I'm definitely thankful for.
But you almost have to be thankful for the lousy year because I don't think Taskforce Geek, the YouTube show channel, would have happened if we weren't all cooped up in our house trying to see if we could survive the month without, only 4 rolls of toilet paper.
This definitely started with being on lockdown, and I mean, it gave us an opportunity to talk to each other and stuff. And then we started inviting other people in.
Scott,
Walt said he got the shop. Oh God, send it to me, Walt. I love you forever.
Share it right now. I will post that. Let's do this.
Ryan says he's never played Super Show.
I'll teach you sometime, buddy.
He needs it. Michelle says that she's thankful for the geeky friends.
Gotcha.
Gary says, I'm thankful for the Lego Mandalorian Razor Crest set that came in today. So his son and him can put it together on Turkey Day. Jeree says she loves her geeky friends. What else have we got? Walt says what Sean said. I'm thankful to be back in touch with you guys. I'll be even more thankful when we get back together and hang out again.
Amen, man.
At some point, Walt, me and Jen's gonna come down, and you're gonna take us to toy stores. But I'm gonna make sure I have actual money so I can spend it.
we got whatever. We got stuff that's coming that's hopefully gonna allow us to see each other again. That would be
the
nice.
Microchip is coming.
The nanotechnology,
right?
The magic bag of pixie dust, which is going to solve this issue for us. It's it's coming.
Exactly.
All right. Is that it? No more comments.
No, let's get on to the. I want to talk about the other stuff.
Dude.
And then yes, the show and tell part. See, this is what I wanted.
Dude, this is all you want to do is the show and tell. Scott didn't get to do it last week. He's chomping at the bit. I'm sorry, we don't have any time. We're going to have to wrap it up. Thanks for everyone for joining us. Walt says definitely Toy Run. All right, Scott.
All right, I got a few
You're
things
on
on my shelf. Brendan mentioned one of them and what he's thankful for because, as Brendan knows, I do a Blood Bowl podcast, and the new rules are coming out in just a couple of days. And of course, I have my early copy here, and I've been reading through this and actually reading Brendan. They do a great job in this thing. Like the first 20 pages, introduces you to the history of Blood Bowl for new people, and it just makes you want to dive into that universe, just like you were when you watched Star Wars as a kid. You wanted to dive in and you wanted to play with all these toys. It's been great so far. Hats off to them. I hope everybody enjoys this. And if you're not new to Blood Bowl, or if you've never heard of Blood Bowl, go to my podcast and you can listen, and we'll reintroduce all this to you. Also, I got this new toy too. As Dirk and Sean know, they played some Raiders of the North Sea board game when we used to get together. It's a game by Shem Phillips and art by, I can't remember the guy's name, to be honest with you. He has another board game out that it was on Kickstarter. Kickstarter people already got this. I had to buy mine from the store because I didn't have money at the time. Viscounts of the West Kingdom. In the Raiders of the North Sea had a series of games which were 3 games. He now did a West Kingdom series. There was Paladins of the West Kingdom. There was Architects of the West Kingdom. And now there's Viscounts of the West Kingdom. So me and my girlfriend love his games so far. Almost everything he's designed we almost have. And we really enjoy these. We love the art style and everything else. So I haven't got this to the table yet, but really excited to. And I just picked it up 2 days ago. So that's all I have. Oh, read Strange Academy from Marvel Comics. It really, truly is amazing. I just kind of caught up on all my comics. Herberto Ramos is doing the art.
Oh, I like him.
Boy, you think I would remember the writer. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Scotty Young's writing it, the guy who did all the Wizard of Oz things for Marvel as well. It's really, really good. I got to read a big chunk of them
Steve
together.
may be correcting you here.
Viscount, whatever. What, Viscounts? How do you know it's Viscount? There's an S there, fool. It's Viscounts. How about that? I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm just going to play the game. Anyways, Strange Academy from Marvel. You're never going to find issue 1 because it's sold out, and there's been 5 printings of it. No joke. It's a really, really good series, though. Me and Jennifer both enjoy it, and it's great, man. That's it.
Wow. Brendan, you're up.
Okay. So just things we've done recently or want to show off, I guess. So recently, I actually, I only have time for really Blood Bowl and The Mandalorian at the moment, to be honest, outside of what I've been doing. But my wife has been reading. She's a prolific reader, and she has 2 things she's been reading. First is going to be the original Dune series. So she's working through that for the very first time. And I just like watching her read the book is kind of interesting because I know and love it, but it's her first time reading through it. And it's a pleasure to interact with her talking about it. And then the other thing would be something else she read recently, which would be a book called The Best of Dark and Bright by Timothy Crutcher, who was an old professor of mine and most intelligent man I've ever talked to. And that's high regards there. He knows a lot of different things and can package it and articulate it in very concise ways. So I actually haven't read that one myself, but I know she's read it recently, and it's part of a fantasy trilogy. And so those are the 2 main things. And then why not go ahead and take a sweet sneak peek at something else here? Just one last map for you. And that is just going to be the full Hobbit map. So That's what I've been doing recently. So, see what else. Games. I've been playing a lot of games in my free time. That's what I do sometimes. Shovel Knight's been a classic favorite of mine to go back to. Darkest Dungeon. I like roguelikes a lot. And then I think that's going to be about all the things I can say on top of my head right now. Also, I don't hear anyone. Am I the only one on the show now?
We're all here.
Okay.
Are they
About
gone?
to say.
Did they drop out, or is it just me and you, and I can't control the board?
Okay.
So like, it's never going to get off your face because those guys have like totally wiped out.
Well, I prepared for this. I have a lecture on math that I can do for the show.
Brenden, I'm glad you can hear me because okay, there we go. So there we go. People are coming back. We've had more technical difficulties in this one show than all season.
I love how I had the camera on our guest. So like if it had been on Scott or Sean, they could have filled in, or if it was all four of us, you'd see that one or two of it. It looks like Sean was gone too.
No, I got topics I can talk about.
All right. I mean, you had the show, man.
Right.
Oh, my Lord. What the heck tonight? It's been so ridiculous. Why do we have this book up? Do I need to post that?
When you get to me, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have enough of that, Brenden? Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Well, now that you like the spotlight,
that map was awesome. Before I cut out, that was beautiful.
It's one of my favorites. And no, I can plug anything you want at this point. For $12.99, I can. I know.
Steve said that he knew the name of that because he went to school. Scott.
Oh wow, that's very neckbeard of him. Good job, Steve.
Did we talk about Jeree?
No.
She needs that Middle Earth map.
Okay.
He's decorating her house.
Well, I've done things before where I actually take one panel and put it with another panel, and I can make them a full wall if you wanted to make a full wall map out of that.
She needs a full wall map.
Hello.
That's what you need.
Don't tempt her.
Out of everybody we know, she can afford it. So you get on that.
She's your customer. Walt says no mathing.
Oh. I threatened for a math
lecture.
lecture while you guys were out.
Did you?
I did.
Is that what this is? Is that what this is going to become? If we lose it again,
there's different geeks for everything.
There you go.
That's for sure.
All right, we're going to Sean then.
I'm waiting for my cat to move on. Okay.
She's game.
The one thing that I wanted to plug. Well, two things. One was a movie that I saw this weekend. It's called Scare Me. It's a Shudder original, and it was a blast. It was absolutely a blast. If you have Shudder, if you subscribe to that, please take a look at it. It was a fun little horror film. The other thing I wanted to talk about, which I got today actually, is the sequel, the much anticipated sequel to Ernest Cline's Ready Player One, and
I saw that.
I am just barely into this, and I will immediately say that it's got kind of a slow start. It's got a little bit of a slow start, but I'm looking forward to where he takes us further into the world of Ready Player One and the Oasis. It's so far it's been fun. If you enjoyed the first one, I would say give this one a check. And
You're
maybe
like reading a book. I'm teasing.
Is that verbatim?
Actually,
he's reading a video game.
I take that back. I'm not reading it per se. I don't have a whole lot of time to just sit down and read. So I bought the audiobook on this through Audible, and I am listening to it while I'm at work. And
That's cool.
so far, like I said, I'm early. I'm only like 3 hours into a 13-hour book. And yeah, it's been nice.
Is that it, Sean?
Yeah.
Steve says recommendation if anyone is asking, and we are. Netflix is The Babysitter and The Babysitter Killer Queen.
Okay.
Those were fun. And bloody.
I also saw Scare Me, and it was awesome. It has the woman who was not Stormfront. What was her in The Boys? Sean, help me out.
Stormfront.
Is it Stormfront?
Yep.
Okay.
Cash.
It has the actor. Yeah, it has the actress who was that in there, and she's both of the. It's almost like a stage play. Scare Me is almost like a stage play. It's just basically two actors. There's another maybe couple of people that come in briefly, but it's basically those two, and they're telling stories. And it's awesome. What is going on? What mystic thing are you doing over there, Gobbles?
I was about ready to get onto him for vaping or something like that, but no.
What is going on?
It's just as bad as vaping. If it is a smelly candle, I buy it. This one is called Sunbrewed Tea. And this is what I've been
That's the name of the candle?
Yeah. I'm into like aromatherapy.
Does it smell like sunbrewed tea?
Smell tea?
It's okay. It's not as good as like the berry one I have.
Does
or
it
the
smell like
orange
the
one.
sun?
Yeah, kind of. It's okay.
Jennifer says her copy's coming tomorrow, I guess, of Ready Player 2.
I figured she'd chime in.
Also, I wrapped up The Boys here recently, and I'm obviously up on The Mandalorian. That's about all I got. Not really anything new. I'm just trying to kind of catch up on all the other stuff that everyone's already seen. Any other thoughts here, folks? Wait a minute, we got one comment here. Gary says Scott likes very dainty candles.
For sure, man.
The more dainty, the better.
Oh, yeah. Especially if they really smell good. Like, ooh, I'm all over that.
I bet you played well.
The promo cut you off.
Cut everyone off. I'm sorry.
What'd you say, Brenden?
I said I bet you play Wood Elves.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Walt says that if it doesn't smell like bacon and eggs, it's not worth it.
I can
He
make
wants bacon and egg candles.
Oh, I don't know. I like bacon, but
you're not into all that.
Like bacon flavored toothpaste, candles. It's a little much, you know.
Are we dying off again?
From here.
I can't hear Scott, and that probably means you guys can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
I can hear
You
you.
can hear me.
He's frozen.
Am I moving now?
No,
Nope,
but you
I
sound
hope
like you're
someone-
auto-tuned.
I hope someone got his picture.
He's kind
Let me
of.
tell you something.
He's
I
kind
think
of
I would wrap
puckery.
up the show because every one of you guys are fading on and off on my feed here.
It's glitch night on Taskforce Geek.
Fantastic.
All right, so it's promo time. Brenden, just tell us where people can find you.
They can find me in my house, usually sleeping, but please don't go there. Aside from that, I actually do a lot of stuff with the local game store here, Metagames Unlimited in Springfield, Missouri. I have like a lot of my stuff. They are very gracious, gave me a corner of the store, and I put my stuff up there. You can also find me on Facebook at Ye Old Lasersmith, or you can find me on Instagram or other places connected to that. And you can also find me on Etsy. That's my main online selling source right now. It's going to be just look up Ye Old Lasersmith on Etsy. And if you have anything about custom stuff,
there.
yeah, right there. Yeah, definitely.
There it is.
But any questions on custom things, or just you can find me on Facebook. You can look me up by Brenden Smith on there. I'm not shy about doing personal messages from there. And you might just even go up to the front step and holler really loudly and see what shows up.
All right, fair enough. All right, Sean, you're up.
Nothing really to promote. Still doing plugging away at some writing, some artwork. By all means, please go check out our website at rankingstudios.com. Drop on by, drop a
We just put a gallery
email to
of Scott's stuff on there.
drop us an email at info@rankingstudios.com. Feel free to holler at us, call us bad names, just talk to us. We're lonely. We're very lonely. And you can also get a hold of us at Facebook/Ranking Studios. And again, just feel free to drop on by, say hey, and tell us what you like, tell us what you want to see, and we'll do our best to do it.
Now I don't know if I'm glitching out or if other people are glitching out. I've lost complete, I have no idea what's going on.
You're good.
You're good.
Ryan says that Autotune Scott is the best.
Well, of course he is. See, right there. Autotune Scott's the best one.
There it is. All right. My stuff, if you want to go check it out on Facebook, is at Dark Cooper Artworks. And also on Twitter, you got Dark Cooper Plus, which is where we're broadcasting from tonight. Please check that out. Well, I guess we kind of made it through this thing.
You're skipping me?
You didn't go? We're skipping you, Scott.
Okay. That's fine.
No, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can catch me
I'm
over at
trying to get us out
boatdown.com.
before we glitch out again, man.
You can catch me over at boatdown.com
There we go.
to listen to the Blood Bowl podcast. You can catch me on Twitter at Real Scott Prime. You can email me at Real Scott, not at, I guess, Real Scott Prime at gmail.com if you need to get a hold of me for commissions or anything else like that. So
There you go. All right. Do
There you
I
go.
not have that?
you might not have it. It's just been changed recently. It's
been
okay.
changed.
We'll
Wait a
get
minute.
to it. There we go.
Newsflash.
There
I
we
just won't have it up
go.
among your other stuff. I'll move it up there later.
Real Scott Prime. I've been trying to be a little bit more active over there. So
Yeah. We're kind of sharing each other's stuff. That's a good deal. Oh my gosh. Walt is laughing at us at the pain of all the glitching and the
you know
getting
what?
knocked off.
We're
Today's
blaming
been
Brendan for this.
Today's
One,
been
he doesn't have
Yeah,
last.
Brenden.
It's Brendan's
What?
fault.
Why are you causing all this chaos here, man?
It's all these people who believe the Earth is a big round ball floating in space. We have these problems with.
I could go into that very simplistically and really go into it with you later, but I think I'm going to let that one go.
Brendan, thank you for being on the show tonight. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, man.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks for this keychain.
Well, hey, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, guys. It's a blast.
We appreciate it sincerely. You do some really awesome work. I love those swords. Those are very cool. And it seems like to me that you can you're kind of like a wizard. You can do almost anything with that.
Given enough time, I can prepare for anything at this point.
So hopefully people will check you out there. Does anyone have any final thoughts before Thanksgiving or anything else?
take us home, man.
All right, that's it. Hey, thanks to the panel. Thanks for watching us. Thanks also to all of the people who commented and everything else. So for Sean, for Scott, and for Brenden, much love to you all. Happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, this is Dirk Hooper saying dream hard.